Hi fitness friends, this is Stacy. Let's get fit together. So we'll be working a traveling pool workout today, which just means we'll be going up and down the length of your pool. If you have a small pool, you can always stay in a smaller space. First exercise is a step together with a wide push-pull. So take your set of buoys, put them out in front of you, and stand tall. Just go ahead and step together, and you're just going to go sideways down the length of your pool. So try to use those wide arms and push strong and pull back even stronger. So you really want to squeeze those back muscles as you pull back. As you go down the length of your pool, you're really trying to step bigger and wider. You want to move and cover as much space as you can, especially if you've got a big pool. Take up that whole area. Now if you're finding you're getting into deeper water by traveling, go ahead and just turn and go the opposite directions. That way you can just keep on staying in that depth that's about chest level from like the shoulders to about the belly button. Somewhere in there is where we really want to stay. So try not to get way too deep with that unless you prefer to go into a deeper water workout. And as you're walking sideways, stepping here, you're trying to keep those heels down, tall posture, and your abdominals in nice and strong with those shoulders relaxed. You have about 20 more seconds till we move on to our next exercise. So continue to really be strong with that push and pull and really strong wide step side to side. Okay, finish up a few more. Great job. Moving along into our next exercise is a jog with an alternate punch, and we're moving front and back. So you start jogging down your pool forwards, and you're going to just alternate those arms pushing forwards and back. So just like you're punching those buoys. Now just remember, as you punch, you're going to try to get those buoys down into the water with those shoulders relaxed, and you're punching strong. You want to bring those buoys at least halfway down into the water and maybe even deeper for more resistance. Now the very challenging part of this is the backwards. Now the frontwards is challenging, but the backwards is extremely challenging because after turning all that water on the forwards motion, we're going backwards and now we have to go through all that turbulence. So additional challenge added on the backwards. So when you go backwards, try to add an extra little bit of lean, really getting into those legs to help push through. Maybe even take a couple, little starts there to get yourself in changing direction there, right? Now, I just turned my buoys and I put them sideways. Instead of up and down, now that I have them sideways, I'm really pushing a lot more water than I was before. So you can always have them up and down, or you can have them horizontal. That's your choice. Keep on going. Yep. Keep those abdominals tucked in, tall posture, shoulders relaxed. Try to really push through that water, really moving that water. Wonderful job. You got about 30 seconds more to keep on having some fun with this movement. Trying to really travel down. And like I said, you can go 4 or 5 counts forward and back, or you can do the whole length of your pool and just reverse it. And if going backwards is a challenge for you, you can always just go forwards, down, turn around, and then go forwards on the way back. You do not have to go in reverse if you don't feel comfortable going in reverse. All right, finish up a few more and we'll move into our next exercise. Moving right along, these are our bent arm jacks. So find a really tall posture, put those buoys facing in to get started with bent arms at your sides. And what you're going to do is just jack your legs open and closed, open and closed. And as you open those legs, arms we're going to come out to the sides with those elbows raising out. And then as you close the legs, bring those buoys together in the center. Now you're going to go sideways movement again down your pool. When you get to the end or you feel you need to turn around, you can go ahead and either just return going in the opposite direction, or you can do like I was doing before and spinning around in a circle as you're jacking. This is just adding, again, more turbulence to your movements, which in effect will cause there to be more challenge. And we're always looking for those ways to challenge the body a little bit more, right? A little bit more effort, a little bit more results. So challenge yourself however you need to, but remember, you don't have to challenge yourself today if that's not it for you today. Take it to your abilities. Now, one thing I did want to remind you about as well is if those buoys ever get to be to the point where your wrists and hands are tired or the shoulders are not feeling it, you can always take those buoys and put them to the side and not use any equipment, and or you can always choose to go ahead and use even a piece of a pool noodle. Those pool noodles break and come apart sometimes. You can always use smaller fragments of it in your hands. Actually, they sometimes are easier to grip and they're not as much resistance. Okay, you got about 20 seconds to finish up this move, and then we'll move along into our next exercise. Have fun with this one. Our next move is front and back breaststrokes with 2-footed jumps. So put those 2 feet together and the buoy's out in front of you to get started, kind of tucked into the body. And what you're going to do is hop forward with those 2 feet. So those knees are going to drive up. You're going to hop forward and you're going to open up those arms almost like a big breaststroke, and bring those knees with you as you drive yourself along, and you're just hopping forward, big breaststroke. Let the arms help to drive you forward. Once you get to the end, or where you feel you need to go backwards, the opposite movement's going to happen with those arms. So you're going to reverse that breaststroke, and you're really going to tug that water to help pull yourself backwards. Now, again, with the changing directions is a very challenging part because you get that momentum going forwards, and once you get there, sometimes it's a little harder to stop, so you have to stop and give it quite that effort to push yourself back in the opposite direction. So the one thing I want you to remember on this is you really want to land with both feet down and keep those knees soft. Strong posture on this one, those abs engaged. And try to keep those shoulders relaxed. Now, if those hops are a little much for you today, you can always take it and just do a jog forward with these. You can omit the hops if you'd like. Those hops are really, though, helping to add to the strength of your core by driving those knees up or strengthening our abdominals. All right, I'll give you some more time here. About 15 seconds to finish up on this move, and then we'll move along into our next exercise. Let's start with that right foot forward. We're going to do a rocking horse, which I call it a rocker. And we're going to have those buoys with the palms facing in. Keep those elbows tucked to your body. And what you're going to do is you're going to drive that knee up first. And as that knee comes up, you're going to hinge back a little bit. And then you're going to push that foot down to the floor, bringing up that foot behind you. The opposite foot comes up behind you, doing a hamstring curl. As you drive your foot down, I want you to take those buoys and push them all the way down to the floor. Really strong, and then when you lean back, you're going to go ahead and lean into it and pull those buoys back with those elbows driving back. This is a right rocking horse with movement, so we're actually going to drive forward as we move down our pool. We're not going to stay stationary if we can help it. Pushing through, going down the pool. Now, to change directions, this is the tough part. You're going to have to go around in a circle, trying to circle around and go in either direction. You can go right or left, whatever feels right to you or whatever you have space on. Get to change that direction around in a circle. Changing the directions is challenging, like I said, so you're going to have to figure that one out. If it's tough and you can't figure it out, just go ahead and stop your movement, turn around, come on back. You can always have that option, don't forget. Give it your all. Really get that back leg to do a hamstring curl here. We really want front and back of that body to feel this movement. Keep moving, getting down and forth through that pool. Best you can, guys. You got about 15 seconds to finish up. Our next move is leaning front and back power jogs. So for this one, you're going to go ahead and put those buoys right up against your chest, kind of tuck them in with those shoulders relaxed. And then you're going to lean forward and you're going to run with all your might quickly down your pool. Push through that water, push, 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 and just power through. When you get to the end, or where you need to reverse, you're going to automatically just stop and go the opposite direction. And when you do, you're going to just go ahead and lengthen those arms and drag your buoys along for the added resistance. Now that's why I called it a leaning power jog, because I want you to put lots of power into this move. Power through it, and then you have to power through on that reverse. When we change those directions, remember that's a powerful point where it takes a lot of energy to really start changing those directions. Lengthening those arms and having those buoys out when you go on the reverse is going to help to add that drag, which adds that extra challenge to the body, and that drag is going to just help you build more muscle and burn more calories. Now with the drag, you can either have those buoys up and down with half the buoy in the water, or you can put them horizontally and have them almost all the way in the water. So the more the buoy is in the water, the more drag you're going to have. And you can always take those arms and put them out more like to a Y shape out to the sides and add a little extra drag to it as well. Lots and lots of ways to drag those buoys along with you. So you adjust the resistance to however you need it. Most importantly is I just really want you to have that lean into it, push through, and then pull back. This is a great exercise for the core and a solid foundation we're building, and those legs, boy oh boy, those hamstrings pushing you along on the forward and those quads strengthening on the back. See how I'm leaning really strongly into it? And then up, you got to put on those brakes and back it up. Alright, keep having some more fun, about 15 more seconds. Let's move along into our next move, which is called a Flutter Kick. So what you can do is start at the edge of your pool there, and you're going to put your buoys out in front of you, long arms, just a real soft bend in those elbows, and your shoulders are relaxed. And all I want you to do is put those feet behind you and just start kicking those feet. Just flutter kick down the length of your pool, all the way to the other end. So now, if you don't have a whole length of your pool here, and you only have a limited space, just put those buoys up against the wall, facing the wall, and put your feet out behind you and just flutter kick right there in place. You can always have that option. If you have your whole pool, you're going to go all the way down, all the way down. Now, I did this with my pool, and I did it both with my water shoes and without my water shoes. And one thing I want you to know is with your water shoes, you get a lot more challenge. My feet had that extra drag from the shoes. So if you have water shoes and you want more challenge, put those on. You'll get a better, more challenging workout. Now, if you don't want the challenge, go ahead and use it with no shoes on. So, see the difference? There really is one. Okay, finish up just a few more times. Let's begin our next move with your left foot forward and your arms out to the sides in a wide fashion with those bent elbows, almost kind of like a cactus, but your arms are at the surface of the water. And we're going to do a rocker left with a wide push down. So it's going to look similar to the right rocker we did before, same movement with the body. We're just changing the placement of the arms and we're using the left leg here. So with that wide push down, you're going to keep those palms, facing the same direction. They're not facing in this time. Instead, they're going to be facing down and behind on that wide position. We're just changing up the pattern of the muscles, using the chest differently here. When we push down, I still want a strong push to the floor, really strong, and a real strong pull back. So just think about your form, tall posture, knee coming up in the front, hamstring curl in the back, and adding that lean. We want the whole body involved in the movement. That's what's good with the rocking horse. We're getting everything to have to push down to the floor. And those buoys really do add a lot of resistance on that wide push down, because then we have the whole sides of the buoy pushing down. So you're going to find it may be more challenging. You can always revert back to the narrow push if you'd rather. But this wide, like I said, we're just trying to use our muscles differently. So I like to keep the body varied and learning. So continue on a little bit more. Just a reminder, if you ever need a rest break during your workout today, go ahead and push pause. You can always take a break as long as you need and get your water, and then when you're ready, you come on back. Yep, if you're still going at it, keep going. Don't forget to circle around at the ends of the pool here. Strong posture. Having fun as you're going along, right? Enjoying your beautiful day in the pool. Wonderful job out there, everybody. You have about 20 more seconds to keep having fun with this left rocker. Let's go back to some forward and back jogging. For this one, you're going to want to just hold those buoys at your chest. Since I call it a one-way punch, what I'd like you to do is when you jog forward, you're going to take either your right or left arm, let's say your right arm, and you're just going to punch the right arm as you're going forward. Punch, punch, punch. So on the way down, you're going to use the same arm all the way down. Strong punches. Once you get to that reverse, remember that's your challenging part again. You're going to pull those buoys in, start backing up, and then you're going to use your left arm, and you're going to punch the left arm on the way back, all the way down. So pick one arm to stay with the forward direction, and pick the other arm to stay with the reverse direction for the punches. Now, why are we doing this? Well, because we still want to be using the whole body. We're using the whole body for that forward-backwards jog, and we're using the upper body with those punches. But now that we're doing one-sided punches, it's going to feel different. It's going to feel like you're a little awkward on that forwards and backwards, because it's going to cause your body to want to lean more into the movement, because your one arm is pushing you, making the turbulence. The other one side of your body is now having to stabilize. So we're adding more core into this movement. So you might find it more challenging than the other forwards and reverse jog with the punches. Try it out a few times and see how it feels. Notice if you find that you're like, okay. So try to keep your body really upright, tall, and try to keep those hips as forward as possible. I know it may be more challenging to do that, but that's the goal here, keeping those hips straight forward, coming right down your pool. Wonderful job at that, everybody. Keep practicing. You got a little bit more time to go. Strong punches, strong with those legs. Burn those calories, build that muscle, everybody. You got about 20 seconds to finish up. Our next move is called T-shaped arms with a sideways swim kick. So what you're going to want to do is put those arms out into a T shape. Long arms. Relax shoulders through this whole entire 2 minutes. And as you go, I want you to keep those arms long. tall posture, and you're just going to kick your legs out behind you so you're going down one direction of your pool. So kick, 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 using those obliques to really strengthen the sides of your core. Really strong kicks down the side of your pool. When you get to the end of your pool, you're going to tuck those knees into your body and then shoot them out the other direction, so that way we can swap directions, and now we go back up the other direction of your pool. So that knee tuck to switch legs is going to also increase core strength, and it's going to help us change those directions. Now, if you're feeling like that's tough for you, you can always just plant the feet and then go the other direction. If you're in a pool with limited space, say it's a small pool or a crowded pool, you can go ahead and put one of your buoys right up against the wall of your pool and do your T-shape with the legs out to the sides, and do that for about 15-20 seconds, and then just swap the sides by putting the other arm up against the side of the pool and doing the other side. So feel free to stay stationary doing this move. Yep, keep those shoulders relaxed, keep those tummies in strong, pull the belly button in way deep. Yep, try to use those powerful legs to propel yourself down your pool. You want to go all the way down and back if you can. You have 30 more seconds to finish up until we go to our next move. The next move is ski legs with stir arms. So you're just going to do your ski legs, just alternating legs, long legs here, and you're going to keep those buoys with the palms facing in, and we're just kind of stirring the water. It looks like a breaststroke, and it really is a breaststroke, but I call it stirs because it's just like, it doesn't have to be a full breaststroke, depends on your speed and intensity, so it could be smaller movement. So you're stirring the water, and with this move you can either choose to turn around and go the other direction at the end of your pool, or you can choose to do your reversing. Now with that reversing, it's again at that challenging point where you have to change the directions of your arms and your legs. So that's where a lot of power is involved when we change directions. I'd love to see you guys do a lot of this forwards and then the reversing, because we're really building a lot of endurance trying to power through all that water movement. For more intensity, really try dragging that water along really strong with those buoys, really trying to get a large stride as you go down the pool, or you can even increase your tempo and go really fast and really turn the water. There's lots of ways to make it more of an effort here, and you can always slow it down and make it more leisurely if that's what you're looking for as well. Just a nice gliding down the pool with those ski legs. Having fun in your pool today, right? It's not all about just work, it's about having fun too, so make it feel good. You have about 30 seconds. Let's bring back those jogs again for another exercise. This one, let's even bring back the 70s and do some disco arms, right? Who doesn't like disco arms? Now these ones here, you're just doing that same forwards and reverse jog that we've been practicing a few other times, but we have disco arms. What are disco arms? Well, it's just circling those arms in a forward fashion here as you're going forward, all the way down your pool, and then when you hit reverse, you're going to reverse your arms as well. So I want your arms going in the opposite direction on that roll. So think about both directions. When we change those directions now, you're going to even see a little bit more of an effort in going backwards because now we have a lot more water going forwards with those forward rolls and the body forwarding the water. So when we come to that reverse, we have to really have to put that extra power into going backwards. Yep, let's get some distance happening here. Really strong. Power through with that tall posture. Strong backing it up. Don't forget, you can always turn around at the end of the pool. You don't have to go in reverse. That's a reminder. You can always just turn around, go in a circle at the end, and go in forwards, especially if you have balance concerns. Or if there's a lot of people in the pool, you may not want to reverse because you don't want to run anybody over, right? So just watch where you're going on those reverse directions. You have about 30 seconds to finish up this move. Our next exercise is alternating leg lunges. So this is more of a toning than a cardio exercise. You're going to stand really tall, relax your shoulders, and press those buoys right down to your sides, all the way down to the floor. So keep an extended arm down by your sides for the entire movement. So as those arms stay by your sides, you're just going to take that right leg, step forward, sink down into the legs, into a lunge. Then you're going to step in, bring the feet together, and stay at a tall posture. And then you're just going to swap the leg. So now you're going to go with the left leg, and you're going to lunge forward, step in together, and then you're going to switch. So rights and lefts. And you're going to go all the way down the length of your pull. Now at the end of your pull, you can either turn around and return in a forward lunge all the way back, or you can reverse lunge on the way back. It's a challenging move to come back and reverse, but it's something you can choose to do. And also, this is working your balance. You're going to find it might be a little wobbly with these, and that's okay. Try to really focus on your core being engaged, tall posture, and stabilizing yourself. You have about 20 seconds to finish up this move. Let's bring up our energy with this next one. It's a 2-footed hop forward and then a Frankenstein kick backward. So you're having your arms out to a T shape to the sides. Remember, shoulders always relaxed as we do this. Those arms are there solely for support. So what you're going to do is keep those feet together, hopping strongly down the length of your pool. Hop, 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 all the way down, 2 feet. Keep the knees soft, land, try to land solidly on those feet. And then when you get to the end of your pool, or in the point where you need to reverse, you're going to start bringing those legs out strong in front of you, and you're going to kick with a big Frankenstein kick all the way back in reverse down your pool. And then once you get back to your home starting point, you're going to do it all over again. This is a real energetic, fast-moving exercise, so I want some real good, strong, powerful jumps, and then those really powerful kicks to get you to go in reverse. So when you're doing those kicks, try not to arch your back, try to stay with that tall posture, long legs, and point through those toes, and strong is what the word is for today, strong and powerful. Using your breath to help you with this move. You can keep it lower impact if you just want to step and kick the feet. I'm doing more of a bounding, so I'm bouncing from my foot to foot on the return. Once you get your momentum, it actually feels better to bound to me, but that's definitely optional for the bounding. If you want to take out the impact, you always can. Have fun with this one. You guys have about 30 seconds of more fun Before we move on to our next exercise, try to push through, challenge yourself a little bit with this move. Moving into our next set of exercises, you're going to only need one buoy. This first one is your figure 8 pendulum. Now, we've done pendulums before. It's just a leg lift on right then left, and you're going to kind of bound from foot to foot. So you're going to lift one leg, then you're going to lift the other leg. You're going to hold the buoy in the center of your body there with both hands. That buoy is going to make a figure 8 shape. So you're going to take it in a sideways figure 8. And this one, you're going to really have to use your whole entire upper body to move yourself down the length of your pool. Those legs just keep on tick-tocking side to side, but it's a lot of upper body strength that's actually propelling you down your pool. Keep it closer to your body for a little less resistance in the water. You can make it a bigger figure 8 if you want more upper body work. But you're really going to have to push down strong in the direction that you're wanting to go to get yourself to go forward. This one is definitely a challenge to your core muscles. You're going to feel those hips a little bit as well with those pendulums. But we're really working on strengthening the sides of your body here. How's that going? Is it taking a lot of effort to go down the length of your pool? If you're finding it's too much effort, you're always welcome to stay right in place, as with all the other exercises. Feel free to. But again, if you can move down the length of your pool and back, we're just going to add that extra additional effort, which is going to help you see some results that you're looking for. Okay, finish up a few more. You have about 20 seconds. The next exercise is a one-footed sideways hop with a propelling sideways karate kick. Okay, so start bounding on your right foot with your buoy in your right hand. You're going to bound and you're going to hop, one-footed hop down the length of your pool. And as you do, you're going to take that left foot and you're going to kick it out to the side for a nice big strong karate chop kick out to the side. Karate kick, karate kick. Yep, and that kick should help propel you down your pool. As you're propelling yourself down the pool with the leg, you can add the extra resistance of that buoy punching forward. So we're going to make that water turn in front of us as we have to go through all that movement of that water turning. That leg's going to push us through. Now you can always omit the arm and just hold the arm out in front of you for balance if you need to. Feel free. Otherwise, add that challenge of having that arm moving. It's also a coordination challenge. So this is balance, coordination. This is lots of core as well. When you get to the end of the pool, you're going to want to switch your legs and go to the other direction. So you're going to have the other hand holding the buoy and you're going to be kicking with the opposite leg. Now if you have an extremely long pool, like Olympic size, you may only want to do about 8 or so on each side of the body. Just go down about 8 and then come back. Try to land solidly on that one foot. Good strong kicks, so really push those kicks. And you really want to put that water to churn, so really, really strong with those punches. Engage your core to protect that low back. So pull that belly button in. You have about 20 seconds to finish up this move. Moving into our last exercise, this is more of a toning and cool down move. We're going to do a walking lunge with a one-sided curl. So we've done our walking lunges before. What you're going to do is you're going to use your right arm to curl. So you're going to have a bend and extend in the arm as you step forward with the left leg. So you're going to use the opposite arm and leg. Now, what you're doing with this curl is you're just going to start with that long extended arm by your side. As you step forward, you're going to bend the elbow as the leg bends. And then you're going to come back to a tall posture, and then that arm will extend down. Since it's a one-sided movement, once again, we have core required, so you have to really stabilize the core. So us stabilizing the core here is just going to make this core stronger. Breathing through these here. Once you get down to the end of the pool, make sure you're switching your arm and leg. You also have the option of reverse lunging. Reverse lunging is always a little bit more of a challenge than the forward lunges. So feel free to turn around and come back down the pool lane. I'm going to give you a little bit more time to work on these, so if you haven't switched arms yet, please do. Like I said, this is a slower motion, so this is part of your cool down. We're going to bring you into some stretching next. Just finish up a little bit more. Get about 20 seconds to finish up. Finish up maybe one or two more here, and then go ahead and work yourself to the side of the pool and put your buoy to the side. We will not need it for our stretching. If you need to have a little bit longer, you're going to go ahead and hit pause and come back whenever you're ready. Grab yourself a sip of water, and then let's get ready to stretch those muscles. For stretching, you have the option of setting up next to the side of your pool or out in the middle of your pool, wherever you feel comfortable. If you want to be near the side of your pool, it'll add a little extra balance support. We're working on our quad stretch here. You have one leg up behind you, and you just have your other arm forward, either holding the pool side or you're using it to scull the water to keep yourself balanced. You're just tucking that foot into your rear end. Now we're going to bring that foot down, and we're going to keep that toe crossed at the floor here. If you've had a hip replacement, keep it low. If not, and you feel more flexible in those hips, bring that foot up to the thigh and just keep it crossed here. And this is called a figure 4 hips. Just helps to stretch those hips out. We used them quite a bit today, so we want to make sure that we put that little bit of love back into those joints. Find your center of gravity here, yep. And again, this one may need the side of the pool to help you keep balanced. Once you're feeling comfortable there, add some ankle circles. So just take your ankle, circle it around in one direction, and then reverse it around. We want to make sure we get our joints. And then go ahead and step in. Let's switch to the other side for that quad stretch again. The quad is the front of the leg, your thigh muscle here. You're going to bring that foot up behind, try to stand with a tall posture. Pushing through those hips forward, squeezing the glute a little bit to increase that stretch. When you're ready, you're going to switch and bring it down. Go back to that figure 4. Reminder, keep the foot crossed down low if you've had hip replacement. Otherwise, bringing it up to where you feel comfortable. You're literally just sitting back into those hips and then adding that circle of those ankles. Try to go in both directions with those circles. Now this stretch, if you're out in the middle of your pool, it's a little bit more challenging, so you can always go ahead and scull your hands, bringing in the water to help support you. Now go ahead and plant both feet. This stretch is for your upper back. You're going to take both those hands, lace them together, push through the palms, and you're going to round your back so you're pushing through your shoulder blades, just really opening up the upper back. I'm actually tucking my belly button in here. Then I'm going to go ahead and bring those hands behind me. Pull down nice and strong. This is going to open up those shoulders and open up the chest muscles. Strong breath. While keeping those feet planted, bring those hands to crisscross your chest. Hands at the shoulders, and you're going to just take a big strong look over one shoulder, stretching out the torso muscles and the neck muscles. And then when you're ready, you're going to switch to the other side and look the other direction. We're going to go into some lower body stretches here, so just sit down into one of those legs, bend the knee on one side, lengthen the leg on the other side, so it's like a side lunge. But the one thing I wanted to point out is the toe is raised and pointed in towards you. It's going to get those lower body muscles to stretch. When you're ready, you're going to swap off to the other side, so just bend the knee on the opposite side, lengthen the other leg, draw those toes in towards you. We want to make sure the lower body leg there, the calf muscles, gets a stretch. So those toes need to be strongly in towards you. Finding your balance however you need to with that stretch again. Now this one is a one-footed stance, so we're going to bring one leg up in front of you into a 90 degree, and once you're there, you're going to take and point and flex the ankles. So we're pointing and flexing. Those toes are up and down here. And then you're going to grab a hold of the leg, tucking it in, and it's going to help stretch those glutes. Now again, if you've had hip replacement or troubles with those hips, you may not want to do this stretch. You may just want to leave it at the 90 degree in front of you and do those point and flex with the feet a little bit longer. When you're ready, you're going to want to switch to the other side. Finding your balance may be challenging again, so again, if you need to use the support of the wall, feel free to go closer to the wall. Point and flex through those feet. Tucking the leg in a little bit stronger to you, just bringing it in if it feels right. Still using your tall posture. Strong breath. Bringing that foot down. Now when you bring the foot down, bring it behind you. Tuck the toe into the floor, the heels raised. Tuck your hips forward and bring those arms out to your side. This is your hip flexor stretch. Just hold here. Open up the upper body with those hands out. Thumbs driving back. Then go ahead and bring the hands forward, lengthen through those arms to help balance you. As you do, you're going to push the heel to the floor, and then you're going to lift the heel. So it's going to just go back into stretching those calf muscles, ankle area again. And we're still getting into those hips as well. We're working on some balance here too. A couple more. Then you're going to go ahead and just turn to the other side. And you're going to open those arms again for that hip flexor stretch. The back foot has the toe into the floor, heel is raised. Push those pelvises forward, so push forward by squeezing your glutes. When you're ready, you're going to put those hands forward to help you balance. The heel starts down, and you're going to raise the heel with a bend in the knee, and then push the heel back to the floor. When you push that heel down, make sure you push it all the way to the floor. So a strong push all the way down to stretch the back of the leg here. A few more. Then you're going to go ahead and step in, bring those feet together, and just bring the hands out in front of you a little bit and round those wrists. Just good strong circles with those wrists. And then lastly, let's just open and close those fingers. Thanks so much for joining me today, you guys. I had fun. I hope you did too.